Here we are with a fourth line. We are in gate 3 at the moment, working through this difficulty at the beginning, the gate of ordering, and we're in the line 4, which is called charisma. It has a lifetime learning, innate quality which attracts valued guidance. Once the mutation has been established, what do you do with it? How do you make it move through society? How do you get enough attention for that? Every single activation that is individual in nature, that is in your chart, it carries with it the potential for mutation. And once that mutation takes place, it is designed to be attractive. It is designed to attract attention. And it's also designed to be forced to explain itself. The nature of guidance here with mutation is that guidance is necessary in order to be able to get that mutation out into the collective, into the tribe. The exaltation says psychic attunement that magnetizes nurturing. And in the detriment, where the demands of the ego lead to rejection, the confused energy that needs nourishment but is generally rejected. I've got a quote for you here from Ra. It's a bit of a long one, but let me read it to you. Ra said, I want you to notice something, that all the language here is the language of lines that are there for those who are unaware and not awake, because this is what they really get. The quality of how you live out your lines is so different when you are living it out as yourself. All of the difficulty in lines is as a direct result of you not being able to live out your own nature. And then they bring you all kinds of difficulty. All this business about the third line and guidance, what is purest in mutation is just to surrender to it without the need for anything, guidance or explanation, but just simply to be it and live it as an example in the world. So the guidance that we find here in this fourth line, it's not about what mutation is about. This guidance is actually about the frailty of the human spirit, to be able to accept a mutative force or not, to be able to surrender to it or not, to be afraid of it, because it is greater than oneself, and then maybe we need other people to help us and to try and lessen that fear within our own system. The moment that any individuality expresses a mutation, there is a fear of being alienated by society. This is one of the fears that individuality carry. They'll be seen as the stranger or as the outsider. There's no need for guidance when one is living out one's own true nature. There's no need for medicine in that sense when one is living out one's own true nature, because then life happens to you as it does. You know, and it will happen correctly and it will happen in balance with your own true nature. So this line is called charisma, and we also have a channel called charisma. That's the 3420. It's the pure manifesting generator channel. Ra reminds us that if we have this particular channel in our chart, or we see it in another's chart, and it's not connected to an awareness, then this channel is deeply in need of guidance. By its very nature, charisma, whether it is the channel or the line, is about being guided. Everything about the third gate is about living out the natural confusion of life. No matter what line you're dealing with, on one side is a way of living that confusion in order to find out what works. And the other side is just about being more confused than ever, just thinking that you can find a way out of it, you can control it, you can do something with it, instead of just allowing it to happen. The fourth line is not designed to sort out its own confusion. They are designed to connect with someone else who will do that for them. We found that through all these fourth lines as we've been going through. They all need somebody else. They need their network. They need that opportunity brought to them. It's very difficult for us to transcend confusion on our own. When we get to the 50 and that grounding force we've got, the fourth line is called corruption. And this is another one of those lines, that can be upsetting or uncomfortable, and nobody wants the line called corruption. And yet corruption is just a word, it doesn't have to be associated with something negative. Ra uses the example of a corrupt judge who, by law, is supposed to send you to prison for 10 years because you've been caught smoking a joint. But instead, he thinks that law is ridiculous, and so instead he fines you 10 quid and tells you to go home. He's corrupting the law in his way. The fourth line can recognize that the laws that have been established in the lower trigam aren't necessarily laws that the others can accept. That the laws may have to change, that the values may have to be corrupted. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a mutation of a sort. So what if the mutation in the 3-3 isn't bringing a correct mutation somehow? The 50 can recognize there's a corruption within it and decides that it's not going to support that. Would that be bad? Is there more corruption in ignoring your values or in not grounding your sun because it is stepping on your values? Well, that's something to play with today. The moon is still in gate 29. We looked at that yesterday, the gate of commitment. We are still in that. And it moves into gate 59 at 1525 BST. This is the gate of dispersion, the gate of sexuality. It's the ability to break down barriers in order to achieve union. This is a gate of fertility. This is a naturally intimate gate. Excuse me. And it's able to break through auric barriers. You're looking for union. Strategy and authority are essential, you can imagine this, in order to enter into intimate relationships correctly. Ra said there really shouldn't be any such thing as love at first sight when you've got the 59 and the 6, because it's that generator to the solar plexus, so it should run its wave. How correct are the intimate relationships that you're getting into? Are you avoiding wasting your energy on superficial and dissatisfying relationships by following your strategy and authority? So from here we move into gate 40 at 2:49 tomorrow morning BST, the gate of deliverance, the gate of aloneness, the love of work. This is an ego gate. It's part of tribal circuitry. It's the love of work, or the lug of work. It's the love of work combined with the willpower to exert oneself. And it naturally takes on the role of provider. And it's looking after its tribe and its community. One's work must be successful and it must be appreciated in order for you to hold on to this role of provider. In order for you to have that ability to keep looking after the needs of others within your tribe. And it comes with the bargain. It's that I will work hard for you, and then you can be loyal and appreciate me. I have this gate. Feel free. I love the loyalty that is being built up within this. There's a group of people who are watching my transits, and I also feel the appreciation. This is very much communicated to me very frequently. So thank you very much for that. And yes, I'm going to make sure this happens first time. Go gently, look after yourselves, and I will see you for the next one. Thank you for watching.